Greetings, my brothers. I invite you to the James Harden love story. And everybody know James Harden got some good D and he stay hard in the paint. He plays the best defense in basketball, and every time he takes it to the hole, somebody gonna leave there swollen. And this is why Khloe Kardashian wanted to get to James Harden, because we all know he got some good D, and she'll do everything in the world just to get some good D. But every time she get the D, it turned whack. Look at what happened to Lamar Odom. He was playing some good D until he got with Khloe. Then he started smoking crack. Same thing with James Harden. He was playing some good D until he got with Khloe, and then he had to leave alone because he had to get his D back. But he still go hard all the way in the paint. And like I said earlier, every time he take it down to the hole, somebody gonna leave swollen. And this is exactly what Beyonce knows wanted, because Jay-Z wasn't getting the job done. She would go to those Houston games and wear that little tight James Harden jersey, and before you know it, she was backstage in the locker room with that young man. And that young man gave her a taste of the D, and Beyonce wasn't able to leave it alone ever since. Now, what I'm gonna share with y'all is some highly classified documentation, and some of y'all ain't gonna be able to handle it. Because love is like Houston, Texas barbecue. When it fuses together and mix all up, there's a fusion that lasts forever. And sometimes love lasts forever. And this is exactly what's going on with James Harden and Beyonce. I know she's a married woman, but James Harden stays hard in the paint. And he got that good D, and Beyonce ain't gonna be able to leave him alone for a long time. Now let me tell y'all about the first time James Harden crossed Beyonce up. She was standing next to the bed and he broke her ankle. She thought he was gonna reach over for the condoms, but he went over and reached for the KY jelly. It sucked out and she fell in the bed. And he just stood there at the end of the bed looking down at her. Same way he did that young boy when he crossed him up. When he crossed him up, he looked down at him for a little while, and then he shot the 3-ball at him. That's the same thing he did with Beyonce. He crossed her. She thought he was gonna reach over for them condoms, but that's when he broke ankles because she fell in the bed, and he just stood there for a little while. Then he grabbed the KY jelly, then he hit her with the 3-ball. Beyonce been shaking that ass so long in Houston, Texas. I'm surprised ain't nobody hit it already. Me too. And I ain't surprised it's James Harden, because everybody know James Harden stay hard in the paint. Now let's start with these documentations. It says here it all started on a Saturday night when Beyonce was up in Houston, Texas, getting drunk, eating crab legs with Kelly Rowland. Now a lot of y'all don't know this, but Beyonce is a full-blown alcoholic. Talking about she drunk a little. No, that motherfucker just drunk. It says here on page 52 she was getting drunk, eating them crab legs, looking at the Houston, Texas game up against Cleveland Cavaliers. Now look at here. What it say? It says she started to get horny, and then she caught a helicopter over to the Toyota Center. And when James Harden got done playing the Cavaliers, he went to his locker and saw Beyonce with some booty shorts on standing next to his locker shaking the booty cheek. Now you have to excuse Miss Knowles, because alcohol is a hell of a drug. I've done some crazy things while I was drunk on alcohol. One thing I did when I was drunk on alcohol was stumble across these documentations that prove without a shadow of a doubt that Beyonce and Jay-Z ain't never had sex before. Never. And a man in his right mind wouldn't let his wife be on the TV screen every day just shaking that ass all over TV. Every time I turned on TV, I see Beyonce just shaking that ass and shaking that ass. Jay-Z ain't never even laid a finger on that ass, but James Harden been beating it down to the white meat. These are all highly classified documentations. Even Stevie Wonder can see that Jay-Z and Beyonce are not intimate. Anyways, I gotta get going. I would love it if you guys subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, hit that notification button. Don't forget to leave a comment and show me some love. This is your boy Sean Blaze. I'm out.
Let me tell y'all a story about back in the day when I first fell in love with my documentations. We was at the library, she was eating strawberries, had her hair in a twist, and I was lonely as shit. She had on all black with her hand balled in a fist, and I was looking real sad, and she had books in her bag. When she smiled at me, I damn near fainted, cause I knew I was in love with the documentations. Let me tell y'all a story about back in the day when I first fell in love with my documentations. I was wearing overalls, y'all call them suspenders. I was headed to KFC to get some chicken tenders. Then I saw her at the bus stop sucking on the lollipop. I had to grab my chest, I thought my heart was about to stop. But that's when all my problems stopped. She gave me her phone number, then invited your boy for dinner. Sitting across the table, I was looking at her and she was looking at me, and we had knowledge to eat. She was the real deal, she wasn't no faker. She predicted Isaiah Thomas going to the Lakers. Let me tell y'all a story about back in the day when I first fell in love with my documentation. She be all on my mind because she always so fine. When I be looking for her, she be always online. And I like her cause she got a lot of back like a backpack. Baby got more dunks than a Shaq attack. She from Alabama in fact, but she in Alabama. She got me on my computer in my pajamas, researching documents from here to Indiana. ignorant can't stand her. She told me she loved me, told her I love you when she gave me the docs. And when she gave me the docs, that's when I opened her box. Let me tell y'all a story about back in the day when I first fell in love with my documentation. Sean Blaze, aka Soul Brother #1, cause I be doing the most and I be proving the most. Subscribe to the channel, that's for you and your folks. In case you didn't know, I give you the info. You see, my tentacles connect, and that is a fact because the facts keep coming out of my neck. What you know about LeBron James going out with Holly Berry? I give you real facts even though they kinda scary. I might just conquer the world. What you know about Steph Curry being on top of your main girl? You really can't handle the truth. I fell in love with the documentations when I was just a youth. Now I understand and overstand the main plan. I must admit, no, I'm not